Heathens. So we're gonna do a little like chit chat, get ready with me, because I really need answers. So if you're watching this, please chime in whether or not you are a normal viewer of my channel, because I really want to know. Like, I don't know what I'm gonna call this video yet. I want to give it like something catchy but thematic. I need to know what is up with all the people, ladies, mans, everyone else in between. What is the obsession, the purpose of simping over Wade Wilson? I don't get it. I really don't. And I'm very much into true crime. And that's fine. Is it just people who have a thing for people that are in jail, or is it specifically people who do the murder, or specifically the murder of ladies, which is why it confuses me even more, honestly. And the people that are like, oh my god, he's so hot, which granted, okay. People also called Richard Ramirez hot. So, you know, people's opinions of hot criminals isn't always reliable in the first place, so that part aside. And also, did you know that he had none of the face tattoos when he first got arrested? He got all those after the fact, which I thought was kind of weird. Now, he did already have tattoos, because I don't know if y'all have noticed this or not, but he has like a whole little swastika right there. Apparently he also has one on like the side of his head or something. You can't see it with hair. I just don't understand, because the whole thing, for those of you who do not know about him, is that he is in jail. Not sure at the time of filming this if there's a conviction, but he's being charged with 2 counts of murder, because he harmed and ended the lives of 2 women that he, from what I understand, did not know. One of them he thought that he had taken care of, and then realized perhaps not. And so he ran over her like 10 to 20 times with his car. And it's like, oh, that's real cute, thanks. And then his second victim, you know, was also someone that he just came across. And it's like, not that it makes it better if he knows the people, but why would you, regardless how attractive, honestly, like, why would you simp after someone that, A, you're probably never going to meet, even if you do send him letters, but like, that could hurt you, and obviously have no qualms with it. Like, he does not care what he did, like, in the slightest. I'm going to try to put this palette down, because that is way too big to be holding. And, you know, it makes me think, because if so, I just totally missed it. Was the same thing happening with Chris Watts? Because he's also awful, but arguably, in my opinion, Chris Watts is more attractive than Wade Wilson. So I don't know if it's just these girls that want to go for the bad guy type, which, yes, they're both bad guys, but I mean, like, with the tattoos and the I don't care type attitude. But, like, Chris Watts also did really bad things. For those of you who don't know him, which you should, this was a big thing. He was the, like, next door, I think they called him like the next door killer or something like that, but he took the lives of his 2 daughters and his wife Shanann, and like tried to help cops the whole way through the process up until people becoming suspicious of him, because the whole situation was just really sketchy. So it didn't take long for it to be like, some of this isn't adding up, Chris. Like, something's not right here. But anyway, like, were people like that with him? Because if so, I totally missed it. Now, granted, I know that there were plenty of people that are attracted to women that were like that with Casey Anthony, and she's a whole different subject. We're not going to get on the subject of Casey Anthony because she makes my blood boil, and I'm going to leave it at that. But I can see people trying to justify that because she harmed a child, which arguably puts them less at risk if she were to offend again. Whereas this guy, he took the lives of adult women. Why is that what you're drawn to? Why is that okay? Because all these people that are like pining after Wade Wilson are the exact same ones that say that they would choose the bear over the man. Would you really? Because I really don't think that Wade Wilson would be that safe to be with in the woods either. So let's rewind and think about that. Really. Because this is why I need explanations. Because I'm so incredibly confused. Because it's so hypocritical. And, in my opinion, so nonsensical. Like, it's one thing if you think a criminal is attractive and just be like, oh, yeah, that's fine. People, they can just be attractive. It's whatever. And everyone's attracted to their own thing. That's fine. But to be pulling the whole, oh, he could get it, ooh, I'd want that, you know, people talking about him having, what's the thing when you're in prison where you can, like, see your spouse? Completely blanking. Anyway, those type of visits, conjugal visits. And it's just, I don't know, like, maybe I'm just completely disconnected, because for those of you who do not know, I am very much into true crime and, you know, people who take lives and do bad things. I was going to go to school for stuff based around kind of leading into forensic psychology, because that was my dream job, because the human brain is both fascinating and terrifying, and I love knowing, or trying to figure out what makes these people tick, what makes them, sorry, my face looked funny for a second, what makes them do these things in the first place, you know? Like, with some people, there's a very distinct, like, oh, here's the most likely trigger, the most probable cause that set off the series of events. But then with some people, it's so left field that it blows my mind. Or, like, the ones that have, like, absolute definitive proof, and they still try to sit there and argue it. Because it's like, okay, at the end of the day, if you are in any capacity breaking the law, and I know some of these people wind up having a form of diminished capacity due to whatever psychopathy or sociopathy is kind of bringing this on. However, if you are a lawbreaker, of any kind, you need to understand that you might be facing some consequences. You know, that's the best way I know to phrase it. Because if you get caught, granted, not everyone does. You know, there are so many unsolved cases right now that, you know, the person's probably still out there and laughing at everyone for not knowing, for not catching on, for not catching them. And it just, it blows my mind, the people that, like, when they get caught, all of a sudden they're like, oh, wait, what do you mean I'm in trouble for this? That's crazy. I didn't know that splitting someone into 14 different parts was going to get me in prison. What? And this man, on top of everything else, like I said, he does not care. He just sits there so stone-faced. He has no remorse for what he's done. And I would put money on the fact that if he were to be let back out into the public, at some point, he would do it again. Like, I don't think that he's, based on the complete recklessness of it, and the fact that it wasn't like revenge, it wasn't like a scorned lover situation, it wasn't all these various things that sometimes get not forgiven, but overlooked a little bit more. It was just mindless. And that's, again, why it baffles me that so many people are just fans of his right now. Like, I really don't understand. So, if you're one of those people, and I'm not trying to fight, not trying to start any fights, this smells amazing. It's a melon. But I really want to know why. Like, what is it that makes you drawn to him? At the very least, enough to say or even try to do anything about it. Because, like I said, just finding him attractive, fine. You can tell your friends. You can make a little post on Facebook, like, huh, he's hot, though. Or like, darn, that sucks, he's attractive. Because, again, really bad guy. But, I mean, and it could be that the people that fall into this criteria are the people that would never come across my video. So that's fine, too. I guess I just wanted to express myself a little bit because it's just been blowing my mind. And I've seen so many people, like on TikTok, that are of the same opinion as me. And it's like, I can speak on behalf of more that don't than do. We don't want him. Like, the only Wade Wilson that we're possibly interested in is Deadpool. Okay? Like, not this guy. That's a whole can of worms. And I don't know. I know that there are plenty of any gender person that goes to prison and has fans. Sounds like a bad word, but I mean, that's what they are. They're fans. And I don't get it. I really don't. So, if you have any explanations for that, please let me know. And I forgot to show y'all that I cut my hair. So, it's looking a little rough because I've had it up, but I got some new, like, side swept bangs. It's shorter. Just a simple little look while I ranted for a moment. So, yeah. Let me know your thoughts on this whole situation down below. Regardless, I guess, which side of the fence you're on. Like, if you agree with me, or if you are one of the people that would really like to be with him for some reason, because I really want to know why. I don't know how else to explain it other than it confuses the hell out of me. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. I hope that y'all enjoyed hearing me ramble and rant for a little bit. If you did, please like this video. I kind of maybe want to dabble into the discussing true crime and stuff, but there are so many people right now that do that, and so many people that do it incredibly well, like particularly Bailey Sarian. I love her, and I don't want it to seem like I'm just trying to piggyback off of that. It's just also a fascination of mine, and I love doing my makeup while I talk. To no one, to you, to the camera, to myself. I don't really know who I'm talking to. Like, would I have this whole conversation if I was never recording for YouTube? Probably. I would just sit here and talk to myself. So instead, I justify it by talking to y'all. But anyway, if you want to see more of my content, please subscribe. And otherwise, I will see you guys next time.